everybody, today I'm going to be doing a DIY bookmarks video. So if you guys do not know, I have my own bookmark shop up on my site SashaAlsberg.com, and it is opening on September 1st, so I thought what better to celebrate the release of all my bookmarks than a DIY bookmarks video. I've been painting bookmarks for about half a year now, and I just finally decided to open up my own shop because I thought that you guys would want some because we're a bookish community and we like using bookmarks. So here are some of the designs that are flashing up across the screen of what I have up right now, so please go and support my art and go over to the link in the bio, which will lead you to the bookmark site so you can get your own bookmarks now. I love doing it, and every single month I'm going to be releasing new designs. These designs are only temporarily up, they're limited edition, so once they're gone forever. So please get them now, they'll be disappearing at the end of September. And new ones will be put up in October. So with that being said, let's get into this DIY bookmarks video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So we're going to be doing 3 different designs. The first design is going to be a watercolor bookmark, my favorite, even though I love all these designs, but the one that I tend to, just gravitate towards is watercolor. And I also love acrylic. Acrylic was my ultimate bae for quite a while, but then I found out about watercolors and that I could actually do them, so that's my current bae. My side bae is, acrylics. But anyways, so we're going to be doing a watercolor one, and then we're going to be doing a washi tape one mixed with some little fun arts and crafts things, and then we're going to move on to colored pencils. And each design is going to be very different, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to be going through the steps of how to create each design with what materials you'll need, so we'll get to those a little bit later, but right now let's get into the watercolor portion of this video. Okay, so the materials that I use for watercolors are kind of more on the higher end because I do it on a more professional standpoint. I'm not saying that I'm like the most professional watercolorist in the world, but I have been doing it for long enough that I needed more advanced watercolors in order to progress my skills as a watercolor artist. Okay, so there's different types of watercolor palettes you can get. There are some really cheap end stuff, and then there's really high end stuff. So what I recommend is just going to Michael's or any craft store and just getting the basic watercolor little palette. It has all your nice colors on it, has all the primary colors so you can mix and match and all that fun stuff. I believe that this one I got from Michael's for about $15 to $20, but you can get a palette for like $10. I just can't find my cheaper palette. I just moved, so everything's all over the place. I then progressed to this watercolor set, which is Winsor & Newton, which is my go-to watercolors that I adore. I love their brand. It is a little bit expensive once you get to the professional paints, but this one is still very affordable. I believe I got it for $30, maybe $40, but I know that sounds like really expensive because it is. But if you're like me and do this as more of a professional type thing, it is worth it. But now, I still use that one, but now I use these liquid ones that I actually just squeeze out onto a palette so I can mix and match and either use it as its liquid consistency or use it as a dried over consistency. I'm not really good with the terminology with painting because I did learn a lot of this myself, so I apologize if none of this makes sense. But pretty much what it looks like when I squeeze it out is like this. So I just squeeze it out into like the little pellets and then I mix them up here. This thing I got for like $1 at Walmart, so yeah, Walmart finds. That's the type of watercolors you can get, but brushes are a little bit of a different story. So if you get the lower end brushes, you can get them for like $10 for a pack of like 20. It's a great deal. But the brushes may kind of like flake off and shed on your painting, which I had lots of difficulty with. So if you do want to spend a little bit more money to get some good brushes that will last you a long time, I definitely do recommend. But I do recommend these brushes from Grumbacher. I got this from Michael's for about, I want to say like $10 to $15, maybe a little bit more. But these guys are so good, and I highly recommend them. They don't shed, they're beautiful, they give you precise lines, and I have a few of these. I don't have a ton, but I have enough to make me happy. These are the ones that I do have. And finally, what type of watercolor paper you may want is anything that is really at Michael's or any craft store. I have some right here for an example. So my go-to one is this one. It is from Strathmore, and I love this paper. It's so good. Okay, with that being said, let's jump into the watercolor version of this video. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get your watercolor book out. You're going to take anything with a solid line to shape out your bookmark. So I'm just going to use my book, ZENITH, The Underdog Saga. You should pre-order it now on Amazon. And I'm just going to draw a straight line down. And there is your bookmark. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my watercolor brushes and I'm going to pick out the smallest one, and I'm going to start outlining some flowers because that's what we're going to do today for this design. It's going to be a floral design that's going to be really fun, pretty, and very relaxing for a very good romantic read, or maybe a read that has lots of bloody deaths in it and you just want to kind of pull out from that world and look at the pretty flowers and go back into it and see all the blood and guts and mayhem. All the stuff that I like. I know that floral designs may look really difficult to do, but they're actually quite easy. So I'm just going to take you step by step through just one of them, and then I'm gonna do the rest of the bookmarks. So we're gonna be focusing on a rose right now. So you're just gonna create a center. Oh my gosh, she's almost fell on my face. So you're just gonna make a center. And for my rose, I'm gonna have it be a mixture of pinks and reds and oranges. You're just gonna kind of make these little lines around it, kind of like the inner petals. And the farther you go out, the bigger the petals are going to become. And for my flowers, I like making them very abstract, kind of like a pressed flower almost. Then I'm going to take a slightly larger brush, or extremely larger brush, and then kind of fan out the petals at the end. So they look like that, and I know that this does not look finished, and that's right, it is not. But I'm going to let it dry slightly before I go into it again with more variations of colors, and I'm going to move on to some other floral designs, as you'll see in a second. Okay guys, so I've given it some time to dry. It still has a little bit of the ways to go, but I want to move on to my next piece. So here's the finished product. I hope you guys like it. It's really fun, it's abstract. I really like the idea of having it look like a pressed flower, and I hope you guys love it. I did two little rose red roses and one that's kind of an orangey yellowish one, and I think that it turned out really fun, really well for the type of time that I had to make it. It was about 15 minutes to make, so really fast and easy and fun. And you know what, if you're reading a really sad book and you start crying during it and you put your bookmark in there so you can cry, if you cry on the bookmark, it's watercolor, so it will just blend in. Okay, so on to number 2 for the bookmarks. This one I like to call my Scrapbook Bookmark. This one's really fun for you guys that don't really think of yourselves as artistically inclined. I know that I once considered myself one of those people, so even if you do now, definitely try out these other designs. These are super fun, and you never know what hidden talent you have from within. So for this one, you're gonna need some type of ribbon or yarn. You're gonna need a calligraphy pen or any type of pen really, and then you're gonna want to have some alphabetical stickers that you can just rip off and stick on. Some fun washi tape. I've had these though for like, I'm so sorry, Fraser. I just literally dropped this on his face when he was sleeping. I'm so bad. I'm so sorry, baby. A hole punch, some pretty durable construction paper, and then some fun little flimsy whatever construction paper, because you're gonna be sticking this paper onto this construction paper. You're also gonna want some scissors and a glue stick. Okay, so the first thing you wanna do is just cut off a little piece for your bookmark. It can be however large you want. There we go, very nice. And then you're gonna want to take little strips of these two papers, whichever one you want. If you want to use both, you can use both. I think I may actually just use one, maybe two, we'll see. I'm gonna want to even it out so it looks nice. And there you have it. Then you're just gonna go put some glue on the back of it. Okay, so this is what we have right now. Also, I'm totally making this up as I go. Next thing that you're gonna wanna do is pick up some washi tape and pick which one you would like. I think I may go with this one for right now. And I'm going to outline the bottom part of it. So that's what we have for right now. The thing that sucks is that I would love to use some stamps, but I don't know where my ink pad is. So for my part 2 version of this video, I'm going to be doing some cool stamp work so you guys can see what that looks like. But for right now, we just have to work with what we got. Next, I'm gonna cut a very thin strip of this paper and put it down at the bottom. And then I'm gonna take some more washi tape and put it over. So I'm going to write "Just Read" on this. And then you're going to take your calligraphy pen and write "Read" in the center of this blank spot. And then you're going to take your little hole punch and go to the top of it. You're going to just punch a hole. And take some of the string that I mentioned before, put it through the hole, and tie a knot at the top. And there you go. A cute little fun bookmark. Okay, and the last one is going to be a colored pencil bookmark. So this one I'm just gonna draw a really fun little design and then gonna be coloring it in, and I hope you guys like it. So these are the materials you will need for this design. You're gonna need a trusty pencil and a trusty eraser. Colored pencils, I have a few different varieties in this pouch. I actually have watercolor colored pencils, and I also have normal colored pencils. I will obviously just be using the normal colored pencils. And then just a piece of construction paper, or just a thick piece of paper that will not be bent easily, because as we know, bookmarks get beat up quite fast, so you want to have a little bit sturdier piece of paper to make your bookmark with. Let's get into it. Hello. Bye-bye. And there we have it, the final bookmark. Okay guys, that is the end of my DIY bookmarks video. If you enjoyed this video and want a part 2, don't forget to slap a like onto this video. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for videos coming to you every week. And don't forget to go and subscribe to my website, SashaAlsberg.com, for 10% off your first order. There's lots of fun bookmarks on there, so I hope you guys like them. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!